Our emotions are not bad or good. They're not our enemy. They're not something that we play against each other. They are simply, spiritual bypassing is our attempt to avoid ourselves, to use our beliefs as a way to bypass, to circumvent, and to not engage with our feelings. Personally, I grew up in a church setting that was very headstrong, where the focus was on how to talk about belief and what you believe, but not feeling it. Do I see you because I know how to see myself? So even when our body does become sad, when life does become depressing, we don't engage it because suffering is something that has to be invited in graciously. Oh, you feel sad about your dog dying? Well, let me tell you about the...
Welcome back to this space where we explore the deep roots of the ideas that quietly shape our lives. The video you're about to watch is one of the presentations from our most recent Spirituality Summit. To learn more about the summit and to join our mailing list for future events and gatherings hosted by the Home of Meaning, please visit our website linked in the description below. And thank you for being here.
Don't fear it or flee it, let the ache have a name. Feelings carry the light, they come, they teach, then loosen their hold in time. So let the ache have a name. The Home of Meaning.
Hi, my name's Kevin, and today I'll be speaking on spiritual bypassing. I come to this topic in many different ways. Personally, I grew up in a church setting that was very headstrong, where the focus was on how to talk about belief and what you believe, but not feeling it. And another way I come to this subject is I'm training to be a hospital chaplain. So now I'm supporting other people as they go through suffering and through pain. Spiritual bypassing is described as the use of spiritual practices to avoid dealing with painful things, unresolved wounds, and developmental needs. Spiritual bypassing is our attempt to avoid ourselves, to use our beliefs as a way to bypass, to circumvent, and to not engage with our feelings. But feelings don't go away, they stay with us. And if we don't engage them, if we don't invite them into our heart, as Rumi, a poet, would say, they feel like they rot inside us. They cause suffering, they cause angst. And unfortunately, spiritual beliefs often can be a way to avoid them. It often comes as a form of religiosity, as I'm doing this correctly, look at me, as a badge of honor. And we reinforce it with so many unfortunate metaphors and misinterpretations of scripture. Suffering is something that has to be invited in graciously to be overcome. So there's 9 types of spiritual bypassing. The first one is the optimistic bypass. This one is being super happy, super focused on all the positive, seeing the glass half full, looking for those silver linings. These are different postures that allow us to stay around and to not really engage with our feelings and our suffering. This can come from a fear of anger and sadness. Sometimes we think bad emotions shouldn't be engaged with, when really there's no such thing as a bad emotion. Or we're just really bad at being sad. Another bypass is called aggrandizement bypass. This is the act of making something larger or greater than it really is, to inflate it beyond what it actually is. This comes as those that see themselves as religiously or spiritually superior. So I won't help you deal with your thing because my thing is so much bigger. Oh, you feel sad about your dog dying? Well, let me tell you about the time my aunt died. And this kind of alignment clouds over and makes what that person is feeling small and insignificant. There's the victim bypass. This is often used as a form of, well, the community or life will not go on without me. This is used to diminish emotional engagement because we're always keeping busy to help others. And if I stop participating in the church program or this volunteer thing will all fall apart and I have to keep going. And so we try to internalize our work as a means of expression, but the feelings, the suffering, the pain doesn't go away. And we feel like if we step out to engage ourselves, this whole system, this whole community that we may be part of will fall apart. There's the horoscope bypass. This comes from a fear of oneself. And so you engage in external meaning making. So whether it's horoscopes, whether it's looking at the stars, whether this is some form of prediction in the future, this is externalizing yourself to a future event that may or may not happen. We tend for, well, I will always think of tomorrow and kind of forget today. There's the saint bypass. This comes in the form of how we teach children to be good Christians, always saintly. This is kind of carried on into adulthood as kind of black and white thinking. Very simplistic, very label-based, that being mad, being depressed, those are bad things and I can't do that. So even when our body does become sad, when life does become depressing, we don't engage it because it's a quote-unquote bad thing. There's the prayer bypass. Just pray it away. I grew up hearing this all the time, and sometimes when I support patients, I also hear it. I'll just pray it away. Well, prayer is beautiful, and I would never want to doubt on it, and God does give assuredness. Prayer as a form of not engaging with ourselves is kind of an inaction. I don't have to deal with my emotions because I'll just give it to God. When actually I think God equips us and empowers us to feel and to be human in that way. Sometimes professional counseling is needed. Sometimes a chaplain will have to come help. But if I'm always externalizing, even if it's to God, as a form to escape myself, this is a bypass. We have the spiritual leader bypass, or just a leader in general. While it is beneficial to follow people, whether it's your pastor, whether it's somebody you enjoy watching speak on YouTube, again, externalizing that I need to follow them, I need to do what they say to escape myself, this is a bypass. And if I'm always chasing after somebody because the latest book, the latest podcast, the latest sermon, and I'm avoiding myself because I gotta make sure I follow up on the latest series, again, this avoids emotional engagement. It's another way to externalize ourselves to something else. We have the finger pointing bypass, which is the last one that I've encountered. This is a sense of righteousness, that if I point out your mistake, everything else is wrong. I'm never the wrong person in the scenario. This is another way of bypassing our inner selves. In the Christian tradition, Jesus asks about why would you look at the speck of somebody else's eye, the sawdust in their eye, and pay no attention to the plank in your own. He's trying to call out this religious righteousness. That if I constantly point out the problem of other people, I won't see it in myself. So this is a very egocentric bypass, where I don't think I need to avoid myself because I'm fine. I believe the right things, but you might need help. Our emotions are not bad or good. They're not our enemy. They're not something that we play against each other. They are simply who we are. We are emotional beings. And I've learned in my growth towards chaplaincy that there is no such thing as good or bad emotions. They just are. I love what therapist Lisa Olivers wrote.
Feelings are not facts. Feelings are meant to be felt. Feelings hold something to teach information. Feelings aren't good or bad, they just are. Feelings aren't permanent. Feelings aren't a label or identity. Feelings come and go when we let them.
Feelings aren't facts. Feelings are meant to be felt. Feelings have something to teach us. Feelings hold information. Feelings aren't good or bad, they just are. Feelings aren't permanent. Feelings aren't a label or identity. Feelings come and go when we let them. And this has been part of my journey. Why I love this topic is because I used to have some of these bypasses. But now that I'm a chaplain student in spiritual care, I've been forced to sit and to feel and to notice myself so I may support and notice other people. If I'm avoiding myself, I'm probably going to avoid the person in need because their emotions are kind of messy. And if I'm scared or unaware of my own, to recognize somebody else in need will be very, very hard. So not only is this a personal conversation, but it all of a sudden becomes a communal, it becomes something bigger of, do we recognize each other's humanity? Can we witness to each other? As I would often say, do I see you because I know how to see myself? So this is what's really cool and amazing about this, is all of a sudden it expands to the interconnectedness of emotions, of being human, of seeing beyond myself because I first saw myself, which sounds kind of weird, but when you start practicing it, you notice yourself while you notice other people. And that's why this is such an awesome and important subject.
Feel it, don't flee it, let the ache have a name. Feelings carry the light, they come, they teach, then loosen their hold in time. So let the ache